Well, Theatre Bristol is offering several performances of Mark Twain's The Diaries of Adam and Eve. The production will take place at the ARTspace stage, and one of those shows is coming up this weekend. Here with more now, we have the entire cast of the show. We have Camille Gray and Joseph Stam joining us now. It is great to have both of you with us.
Thank you for having us.
I had to say that. It's not very often you have a production with just two cast members.
Yeah, it's a very intimate show for sure.
Has that been different for you guys?
Yeah, there's a lot more collaboration as artists, and that's really fun for us. In a lot of our shows, we've got casts that range from 10 to 60, depending on the show, and so a two-person cast is much different.
There's two people on stage the entire time, so there's no room for mess-ups. So
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, too, you said this one, you have dialogue together, but you also kind of speak and address the audience, which is different.
Yeah, the characters are talking to the audience, to each other, and to God. And so Adam and Eve, you know, this is a very comedic look at that story, and yeah, they're discovering life and telling the audiences about their discoveries as they go.
Wonderful, a lot of humor. And Camille, you were telling me a really cool story about how this kind of became a play.
Yeah, so it's a Mark Twain story, and it's two short stories that he wrote. The first one was The Diaries of Adam when he was in his 50s, kind of as a love letter and a reflection of his own existence. And then 20 years later in his 70s, when his wife passed away, he wrote The Diaries of Eve as a follow-up. And then David Burney took both short stories and combined them into this script.
And very different. You said it uses a lot of humor and kind of starts out from the very beginning with kind of introducing that audience to what the show is going to be like.
Yes, Eve shows up and they start arguing right away. So and you see them discover what life is, what relationships are, and you see their unique perspectives on it from people discovering it for the first time. And then you also see a bit of yourself in the way they mimic human nature. And so I think it's a hilarious show, but you also walk away with a lot to think about and question, why do I do what I do, and what is nature and what is nurture? And I think yeah.
Very cool. And what has it been like for you guys as you were reading the script and kind of for the first time getting an idea of what this show was like?
We both had different introductions to it. Mine was in college. I did one of Eve's monologues for an acting class. And then you want to tell them what it was?
Yeah, mine, I just read it for this production, and for the first like 5 times I read it, I did not understand the script. I have to be honest. I got the humor of it, but I didn't understand what it was about. And Mark Twain, I thought, okay, either Mark Twain is a lot worse of a writer than I thought, or I'm not getting it. And about 7 times in of reading the show, it kind of started to click and started to unpack it all. And I realized every line has 3 different meanings, and it's very layered and very complex. So hopefully we can bring all of that through on the first performance. The audience won't have to see it 7 times.
And I'm sure seeing it play out on stage when you kind of see it come together.
Yes.
And Mark, it just brings to the point of Mark Twain. It's just so interesting, the personality and all that was going on when he wrote it, and what it's like even, you know, relevant today.
There's so much relevance. One of the things that we've talked about as we've been working through the script and developing our characters and everything is how many reflections there are in the script and in the humanity that parallel even today. So even within Mark Twain's lifetime and then jumping forward all these years to literally today.
And it's an intimate theater right there on that stage, which I think really plays well with what you guys are doing. I also love that the performances are spaced out for several weeks, so I'm looking forward to it.
And the performances will change based on
the
audience's reception. It's a very subjective show.
So we all play a part too.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to give everybody some information. As we said, this one is spaced out. It's several different Saturdays. That first one coming up Saturday, July 27th, of course, taking place there in downtown Bristol. They also have one August 17th, the 24th, September 28th, October 5th, and 12th. So lots of opportunities. Don't miss this one.